Well, it's also interesting to watch what's happening out in the science community, Brandon, because as you know, for decades now, the creationists have had the evolutionists in sort of a headlock, and sort of we just kind of waiting for the evolutionists to kind of tap out, to borrow from the wrestling community,
Yeah.
Just tap out already. It's over. You have lost. Just tap out. But they've been refusing. Brandon, it looks like they're ready to tap out here. Who would have suspected that a handheld genetic test used to unmask sushi bars pawning off tilapia for tuna could deliver deep insights into evolution? And who would have thought to trawl through 5 million of these gene snapshots called DNA barcodes collected from 100,000 animal species by hundreds of researchers around the world and deposited in the U.S. government-run GenBank database? The reason I just brought all that up is to show you the enormity of this study. And the guy who did all that was Mark Stokel, okay, from the Rockefeller University in New York, okay? And what are his conclusions? Well, he says that it is textbook biology, for example, that species with large, far-flung populations, and you think about ants and rats and humans, right, will become more genetically diverse over time, deep time evolution. But is that true, Brandon? The answer is no, says Stokel, lead author of the study published in the journal Human Evolution. This is the tap out for these people, okay? And the article goes on and on and on. It talks about mitochondrial DNA and all the evidence there. And then you scroll down to the bottom and it says, Darwin perplexed.
Yeah.
Because everything that Darwin said would happen if deep time fish to man evolution was true, it's not happening, Brandon. And they said in another unexpected finding from the study, species have the very clear genetic boundaries. These are called gametic boundaries, right? And there's nothing much in between. He says, if individuals are stars, okay, then species are galaxies, said Toller. They are compact clusters in the vastness of empty sequence space. The absence of in-between species, he says, is something that also perplexed Darwin. Wait a minute. You mean over the last 150 years since Darwin said, in order for my theory to be true, we have to find all these in-between species? You mean to tell me that in 150 years they have not found anything? Nothing?
Well,
according to this guy, it's not even possible because of these genetic barriers. Like when a horse and a donkey produce offspring, it's a mule, and all mule are sterile.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
When they looked at the equivalent of millions of years of human evolution, because they can observe bacteria over tens of thousands of generations, they can actually observe that happening. And what do they find? Bacteria turn into nothing but bacteria. They turn into bacteria. Fish turn into fish. People turn into people.
Yeah. And so this begs the question, Mike. Did we need this study of 5 million 5 million people? And you're going to have to forgive me. There was a lot in this article I wanted to quote, but the computer here just froze up. So, but did we need this study of some 5 million people to know this? Or could we simply just open our eyes and look around the planet and say, I don't see any half men, half apes walking around. I don't see any half fish, half gorillas walking around or swimming around. Every time that a gorilla, has an offspring, it comes out as a gorilla. When a dog has an offspring, it comes out as a dog. Could we not just open our eyes and apply some common sense? And I'm glad that this study has come out because we now get to talk about it here on the radio and make fun of people who say that billions of years ago nothing just turned into what we have now. But could we not just apply some common sense and look around and say, "Wow,
exactly.
when a human reproduces with another human being, interestingly, 100% of the time you get a human being."
Well, according to the study authors, the study's most startling result, and we can't let this go by without mentioning this, perhaps, is that 90% of the species on Earth today, including humans, came into being at the exact same time. That's what the study concluded here, Brandon.
Yeah.
Isn't that exactly what the Bible's been telling us for thousands of years, Brandon? That
I'm pretty sure.
That God created everything according to its own kind, to reproduce according to its own kind, and this study confirms that.
Yes, it does. And like you just said, what the Bible has been telling us for thousands of years, that God simply spoke it into creation. You know, a human will be a human will be a human, a fish will be a fish will be a fish, a dog will be a dog will be a dog, and that's it.
American Survival Wholesale is proud to sponsor this ministry and their efforts to shed light on the issues that face our nation. As a veteran and Christian-owned and operated company, we support the freedom to express these Christian principles. We all understand the importance of being prepared. After witnessing the devastation of Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and the wildfires that affected so many, please support this ministry by clicking on the link below and check out the amazing alt media package for our listeners. Plus, if you use the promo code PNN Radio, that's PNN Radio, you will receive free shipping, a savings of up to $200. Just click on the link below, but please do it today. Your support means so much to this channel.